Hello. In this 1.21.1 NeoForge modpack development video, we're going to be going over how to use composite loot entries in LootJS, which is the add-on mod for Cube.js. Before we get started, I would appreciate if you could like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications to make sure that you do not miss a future upload. In addition, thank you to BisectHosting for supporting my channel. We'll get to some more information about their services later in the video. But for now, let's get started with the three types. So um, again, this is all in the LootJS.lootTables function, and then in the callback we have three example events here. Um, this is always in server scripts. Everything with LootJS is in server scripts. So the first one, essentially what these do before we actually get started with what the three different types. Um, Composite loot entries take in multiple loot entries of their own, and they do three different things to them. So the first one, as you can see here, has LootEntry.alternative, but inside there are three different loot entries in addition. So now that we kind of understand what composite loot entries are, let's get into the three types. So the first one we're going to talk about is alternative. Alternative is, you could also think of it as first match wins logic. So what I'm doing here is uh, I'm adding loot entry to stone to the first pool, which again you usually do. Um, so I'm using add entry, and then I'm adding the alternative. So LootEntry.alternative, and then I'm passing in an array of loot entries. So the first one is LootEntry.of diamond with a 25% chance. So if the diamond chance succeeds, it drops diamond, and no other entries are evaluated. So the emerald and lapis are skipped. Assuming that diamond fails, it moves on to line 11, which is the 25% chance of emerald. So if diamond fails but the emerald chance succeeds, it drops emerald and skips lapis. Otherwise, if both diamond and emerald fail, it falls back to the last entry, lapis lazuli, unconditionally. So it's always useful to have a default case, just like if you're programming and you're dealing with if statements and switch statements. Always good to have a default case. Okay, so what is it used for? It's good for creating priority-based loot where you want the most valuable item to drop first if you're lucky, but with a guaranteed fallback. Before we move on to the next two, I would like to give a quick shout out to my server hosting partner, BisectHosting. They offer great Minecraft server hosting in addition to over 80 plus top online games. In regards to Minecraft though, you can pre-install 2,000 plus Minecraft mod packs automatically. They offer 24/7 365 customer support to help troubleshoot your issues. You have full file access, and you can host your server from across 20 secure locations around the world. This is a great service that I've used on a personal basis for a long time, and I'm always happy to support the service and give it the attention that it deserves. So, thank you to Bisect Hosting for supporting me. A good way for you as the viewer to support them and me back is to check out my affiliate link in the description below. It'll bring you to this website that I have lots of, I took a screenshot from, that has lots of great information that can help inform a possible purchase, because this is this is a very usable service across a wide array of needs. So again, thank you to Bisect Hosting for supporting me. But now let's move on to the next two, uh, the last two types of uh, composite loot entries. So the next one is sequence. So sequence is rule until one fails logic. So here I'm adding a loot table to die right. It's first pull, again, as you usually want to do. And I'm adding an entry and then passing in a sequence. And then the sequence itself takes in multiple loot entries of its own. So sequence rules entries in order until one fails due to a failed condition. However, if any entry fails, all remaining entries are skipped. Okay, so let's see how this works with an example. So first, the first one is coal, a 60% chance. If coal succeeds, then it moves on to charcoal. So it adds the coal and then moves on to charcoal. If charcoal succeeds, it moves to stick, which always drops. So at that point, all three of those things would drop. So this is useful when you want a cascading reward chain. Each reward is unlocked only if the previous one succeeds. So maybe a good example of this is if you are overhauling like the ores in your mod pack and you want a rich iron ore, for example, that doesn't drop all the time, but it drops only if the particular iron ore drops. So there's plenty of applications to sequence. The last composite loot entry is group. So group is rule all independently logic. So this is really it's really just an array of different things. So all entries are evaluated independently. Each child entry runs its condition and can succeed or fail without affecting the others. So, in real simple, flint has a 50% chance to drop, gunpowder has a 20% chance to drop, and the arrow always drops. So this is really, you're just adding entry multiple times, but this is a little more streamlined. You're just adding one entry. You're adding one composite entry instead of using the add entry function multiple times. So this is quite useful for readability. Anyways, I hope that this video was useful in talking about composite entries. This is a topic that I've recently learned and I haven't really seen covered much, so I hope that this is useful to you guys while you're developing your mod packs. Please reach out if you have any questions about this topic. Feel free to join my Discord as well. It's mainly used for my mod pack development, but if you have questions, my mod pack developments for the Infinite Horizons, which you can also check on my CurseForge page. But you can also reach out on there if you have questions about any of my video topics. You can also leave a comment as well, and I'll get right to that as well. Thank you for your time. Please like, subscribe, turn on notifications. Thank you to BisectHosting for supporting my channel, and have a great day.